Do you guys remember where you were in 9/11 when it happened? I do.
Absolutely.
Oh, totally. 100%.
I remember exactly what I was doing and everything. Yeah, what a day. Wow. Hey guys, and welcome back to another edition of Surviving the Badge.
Cheers.
We all three said it this time.
Good stuff.
Listen, tonight is a very special show. As everyone knows, 9/11 was just a couple of days ago, and we wanted to do a tribute show to all of the heroes that were lost in this terrible, terrible tragedy, and all of the civilians that were lost, and all of their families. And we're still losing heroes every day
to cancer issues.
To the cancer issues and everything else that stem from this terrible tragedy. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Stick around. It's going to be a pretty heartfelt show, and I think we're going to do it some justice by remembering, because we should never, ever forget.
Never.
9/11/2001. So, Camille, go ahead with your officer down.
So right now we're sitting at 175 for the year, 38-ish. Yep, 38 vehicle related. And 50 firearm-related officers killed in the line of duty this year.
Wow.
We're, 9 months in? Just halfway through 9 months. So to all of our fellows in blue and green and gray,
Red,
we salute you. Rest in peace.
Salute. And to all other family members and everything else, God bless.
Absolutely.
Y'all may notice a little bit, I don't have a computer sitting in front of me anymore. Thanks to a good friend of mine at Beachside Computers over in Port Orange. He built us a Mac Daddy computer to use for the show. And thanks to all of our sponsors, we'll get into those a little later, that gave us a little bit of sponsorship money so that we can afford that computer.
Yes, absolutely. And we're changing up the format just a little bit.
We are.
Due to some constructive criticism.
Yep, we're going to make it a little better. We're going to get right into the meat of the story.
So I'm probably the youngest one here. I was in elementary school when 9/11 happened.
Were you?
no, and no.
Hey, wait a minute. Negative. I don't think
You're
so.
older than me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
And he's older than both of us combined.
Put together.
Combined.
Right. So
Yeah.
should we let the old guy go first?
Yeah, so
He's losing his memory, so yeah.
Yeah, we should knock that out first then.
because I won't remember 10 minutes from now.
Right.
So I remember it vividly. We were out fishing. We were on the Intercoastal Waterway and up by the inlet, and we were fishing, and we didn't have smartphones back then. I think I just had some kind of little Nokia. Flip phone or some garbage
They
slide
don't
on
have
phone.
flip phones at that point.
Right.
And I remember getting one of the guys on the boat got a call, and they said, "Oh my God," and I'm listening to them, and they're like, "What? Oh my, what?" And I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" And he said, "Man, they just flew 2 jets into the World Trade Center, both buildings." And I went, "What?" And
It's just one of those things that you just...
yeah, and they said, they're all on fire. One of them's already collapsed or whatever. They're getting updates on the phone. I said, holy cow. So we immediately quit fishing, put all of our crap away, and went to the guy's condo over there in New Smyrna. It was Dennis and Greg Beasley, good friends of mine. And we went to the condo, tied up the boat, ran upstairs, turned the TV on. We sat there, I don't even know, for like 3 or 4 hours just watching, jaws on the floor, and I wanted to cry.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, oh my God, it was terrible, man. It was terrible. How about you?
I was actually on duty.
Okay.
So I was working a crash at Driftwood Village, and I always listen to talk radio.
Yep.
When I'm working. So I'm working the crash. I'm sitting in there doing some of the paperwork, and I hear a plane just flew into one of the World Trade Centers. Crazy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is insane.
That would be an accident.
Yeah. And while I'm still doing my paperwork, live on the radio, you can hear the reporter say, "Oh my God, another plane hit the other tower."
Right.
Wow. At which point, I knew I didn't have to have anyone tell me. I said, "We're at war."
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way.
Yeah. Not an oops.
That's not 2 oops. I'm
Right.
like, I know we're
Not
at
back
war.
to back. No.
So, and then about 3 or 4 hours later, the chief called everyone on duty up in together and gave us the best briefing he could.
Right.
Right. Things
Because
changing
nobody
rapidly.
knew what was going on, and and then because I'm actually from the New York area, everyone was coming to me with questions.
Right.
How many people will die? How many? Because they don't know how big. If you've never been to New York City, or even a major city, but I mean, the Twin Towers were massive.
Right. Yeah, you could stand at the bottom and look up like this, and they look like they bent backwards like this. You'd almost fall down trying to look straight up. I mean,
I've never been to New York City. I imagine
so you
just
can't
colossal.
understand until you've seen it.
Right.
One of the things was people were asking me, how many people probably died, because at the time we had 9.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to keep in mind, it's 9 o'clock.
Yep.
On Tuesday morning. It's almost all, business offices.
Yep. Everybody's coming in.
Everybody's coming
by
in.
work
Everybody's
at
in the
8:30. Yep. 9 o'clock.
There is a subway station below the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
There's a mall.
Yeah.
It's a huge tourist attraction.
Right.
How can you fathom how many people? They did it on purpose at the time.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's why it was picked.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only is it a symbolic,
Yep.
Right.
structure,
Financial center of the world.
to the whole United States,
Yeah.
but all the people.
Right.
Maximize your damage.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
Absolutely.
they did. By
About the only way
A
I
target-rich environment.
when people were asking me to describe the size and mass of these things, we have the Sun Tower here in Orlando. Mm-hmm. Which is I think it's 14 or 15 stories
I'm not
high.
sure.
And I'm like,
it's an eighth of
I'm like,
16th.
well, no,
of the size.
it's a 14th. I think I came up with. I figured it out. I don't remember how tall the Sun Tower is, but it's like I said, okay, the Sun Tower, yeah, okay. Now take 14 of them and stack them on top of each other.
Yeah.
Wow. So, but wait, that's just the height.
Right.
You've also got to stack 14 of them around
For the width.
for the
Yeah.
base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how. I mean,
Yeah, they're massive. And I don't think that well, we'll get into that in a minute. Go ahead. Where were you? What were you doing?
So my story begins in 1982 with your dad working a murder in the area and a dumped body.
No, we're at 9/11, bud.
I understand that. I understand that. So 2001, we get a break on this case. And we come to find out that the victim, it went unsolved from 1982. The victim was a victim of somebody who was going around, a serial killer, up New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and he was down in Florida. He killed a victim in Central Florida. So that morning, I was in Miami meeting with the task force out of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and we were doing a briefing on the case. So before we went into the briefing, we were at a hotel eating breakfast. News is on. If you've ever been in a hotel lobby, news is always on.
Of course,
We're just sitting there, and we're watching the news, and the first part of the news was, it looks like a Piper Cub or a Cessna has struck the World Trade Center. And because it's so massive, it whatever it was, it looked small. Right?
Yeah, it did.
And
it went in an angle, so
right.
it barely cleared the entire structure.
Yes.
Right, and nothing was sticking out to indicate what it really was,
Yeah,
and
what
they're
size or anything.
right,
yeah.
and they're playing it off like it was an accident. And
Of course, people that were there knew,
Right.
because they saw the damn thing fly into the building.
yeah, and they were experiencing all that was going on.
Absolutely.
And so we're watching, and then holy shit, you see the other one hit,
Yeah,
Right.
and you're like, oh shit, just got real.
for sure.
And we ended up having our briefing, but then everything dropped, everything stopped, everything.
Well, I'm sure you said the FBI was involved in this case.
Yes.
So I'm sure they're. Like,
Well, actually, the FBI was not involved in this
okay.
case. Yeah, no.
I didn't know if they were involved.
No, we left the FBI out on purpose.
FB1.
Right. So we ended up arresting a guy by the name of Richard Rogers. He was a serial killer.
Yeah.
And it was kind of neat, just to off tangent a little bit. He would kill his victims and stab them and strangle them and mutilate their bodies. And with my case, the old case, and the other ones from New York, you could actually line up the injuries and almost put them back to back. They were so precise.
Yeah.
And
Now, were you still at?
No, I was with the state.
You were at the state at that time.
Yeah, I was at the state at that time. And they had let me work that case because I worked it with the old PD. And it was so surgical. And the guy happened to be a surgical nurse at Mount Sinai Hospital. So it was interesting. He's in prison now in New Jersey. If he ever gets out, New York will get him, Pennsylvania will get him, and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
yeah.
based on our next show, we'll
Right. he'll get out.
Probably happen.
Exactly. And it's I was talking to my students about this the other day, and we were talking about 9/11, and I was saying, because my students are 13 to 17. I said, there will be times in your life where something will happen that you will remember forever. I mean, I know LT remembers the assassination of Lincoln, where he was.
You funny guy.
You just missed the flood.
I just missed the flood.
Are you a mushroom? Yeah, because you're a fun guy.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Jerks.
But I told him, I said, I remember
if you guys are tired of this, tired of them picking on the old man, elder abuse. I mean, I'm only 57, but if you're
I'm the
tired
expert
of this,
in that crime. So.
Yeah, please comment. Please comment down below. Leave the old man alone. Please give me some love. I appreciate it.
And comment down below your story where you were on 9/11, and tell us, share that, like,
we would
subscribe.
love to hear from you.
Absolutely.
We really would. Absolutely. Let me ask y'all's opinion on this. What do you think who blew it?
For 9/11?
Who blew it?
FBI.
We'll get into that
Okay.
after we do a beer moment, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a little break because we're going to get into our thoughts on the investigation.
Hey, we can talk about it while you're getting the beer out.
What happened, but talk about who our beer moment is brought to us.
Well, our beer moment is brought to you
by one of our founding sponsors.
Our founding sponsors, original sponsor.
Sponsors. I'm sorry, that was me.
Kenny's Grocery.
Did you get a sour?
It came in a pack.
Oh, okay.
Multi-pack. Kenny's Grocery, located at 1792 and French Avenue in Orange City, Florida.
Beautiful downtown Orange City, Florida.
Let's not go crazy.
Okay.
It is getting better, but...
Right.
Trying to expound on the beauty of Orange City.
So anyway, this is a Goose Island Beer Company 312 Lemonade Shandy.
Look at those chunks. Look, I don't know if you can see it. Look at those chunks. That is chunky.
We have some floaters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, somebody's got to let Cooper the Wonder Dog out.
I got the coop.
We have Cooper the Wonder Dog in here, and he heard Mama come home, so he wants out.
with the guys until Mom comes home.
Yeah, Mom comes home, and it's all over but the crying then. He can't stand it. So he's a mama's boy. Aren't we all?
Yes,
if you want to find out more about Cooper the Wonder Dog, we have a show on him.
Yes.
Go back in our history. It's great. So, Lemonade Shandy.
Ooh.
I want so badly to like it.
Ooh, I like it.
But I'm not sure that I do.
Dude, this is a floating down the river on your boat or sitting on the beach at an island drinking these because of the lemonade flavor. It's definitely got the lemonade flavor.
Oh, yeah.
And nice and crisp, and I could drink a bunch of these. I like that. As a regular, drinking beer,
Right.
But as out in the sun, chilling, at a party or something outside, oh, hell yeah. I like that. I'm going to give that for that reason, 8.5.
Ooh, okay. John?
I'm very similar. I prefer the, comment on the sour. I prefer the lemon.
It's not really a sour,
I prefer
though.
the lemon sour than the grapefruit sour.
Yes.
And this is much better, but there's still a sweetness that comes through.
There is a sweetness, for sure.
So it definitely has lemonade flavor, and I'm going to echo you with an 8.5.
Hey.
Word. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Screw it now. Hear it now.
I like it. There's just something that I'm tasting that is turning it off for me just a little bit, and I'm going to give it a 6.5.
Okay, well that's still not bad.
Yeah,
That's
So
not bad.
average
It's easy
of
drinking.
7.25 probably.
Yeah, whatever.
Check
All
my
right.
math skills. I think I'm pretty right.
Let us know.
Good deal.
Okay.
All right, so moving on into the investigation, what I was talking about.
Who blew it?
Who blew it? Who do you think blew it? Because obviously now we know that they had some information that some crap was going on, this, that, and the other. Excuse me. John, Camille, your opinions. Who do you think blew it? Or did anybody blow it?
Well, I think two things happened. Well, multiple things happened, but okay. And I actually have another outside link to the 9/11 case.
Okay.
And this because it's not the first time Bin Laden attacked us.
Right.
It's not the first time he attacked the World Trade Center.
And it's not the first time that the World Trade Center was attacked either.
That's what I just said, literally.
But was Bin Laden did
Yes.
the first one? Because I know he did the coal bombing
Yeah, he was
and
involved
other
in the
things.
first one too.
Okay.
Okay. I was on the fire department up in Jersey, volunteer fire department. There was a fire at at a restaurant. One of the workers there was found to was being charged with arson for that case, but they thought he might have had something to do with 9/11.
Okay.
So they gave him immunity, and he admitted being part of, or not 9/11, the original World Trade Center
Right.
bombing.
Okay. One where they took
parking garage.
a
parking garage.
big like a
Yeah.
U-Haul truck or
U-Haul
something
van,
and
yeah.
blew it up in there. Yeah.
And he admitted he was part of that.
Okay.
And he
Wow.
gave information on that case.
Interesting about that. I think that if they would have loaded that truck like what's his name did in Oklahoma
McVeigh?
City
McVeigh
Yeah.
with the info.
with the 16,000 pounds or whatever of ANFO, I think that it probably would have taken one of them buildings down.
I'm
that point.
not 100% sure, but it may have. But where I was going with why and who
Blew it,
it.
possibly.
So Clinton supposedly could have gotten Bin Laden,
That's what I've heard.
but didn't.
He's too busy with Monica.
Right.
Well, and the thing
Not
is,
just Monica.
the thing is, and this is one of the problems with intelligence cases. They know a lot more than everyone else does.
Right.
Of course.
Yeah.
So they actually knew who Osama bin Laden was.
Yeah.
You know, if you remember.
Oh, he was with the Mujahideen against Russia when they invaded
Right.
Afghanistan.
I mean, do you remember the Iran-Contra hearing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, you remember
Ollie
Oliver
North? Yep.
Big ol' Wally.
And he said he had to have a security system put onto his residence because Osama bin Laden put out a fatwa against him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
At
and
that point.
they're like, who is
Yeah.
Osama bin Laden?
Right.
Okay, so he was after us in the Reagan era.
Right.
Okay, now the other problem is you have something, I believe it's Posse Comitatus,
Yeah. Posse Comitatus.
okay, which says that basically, you know, CIA
Military.
and military cannot take any action,
Operate inside the United
operate
States.
inside the United States.
Absolutely. Yes.
So there was a lack of communication between the CIA and the FBI. Intentionally, it wasn't allowed.
Right.
Okay, but you know, and that's one of the things that the Patriot Act and the Homeland Security, you know,
Tried to fix.
tried to fix. We still don't want the CIA working cases inside.
No.
That's why we have the FBI.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
But, you know, the fact that they were prohibited from sharing information.
Right. That's a huge problem.
Right.
I don't think that happens now. I think this cured some of that.
Some of it.
Some
I
of it.
will
Not
say
all
some
of
of
it,
it.
but
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
of that. I know that, and guys, we were on the local level. You know, we weren't in you know, the federal law enforcement and this and that. But I know on a local level, years ago, it was always like none of the information was ever really freely shared because you wanted to be your agency the one to catch the bad guy. And I have all the leads. I'm going to get them. I'm going to get them. No, don't tell them because you know that doesn't happen anymore. It's a lot of freedom. And back then we didn't have the computer systems that we have now to share information. You know, we didn't have the NCIC and all that, where you could just, you know, log into your mobile data terminal in your freaking police car and search everybody. We didn't have all that. So, you know, hell, we used to share a bolo sheet every night with all the wanted suspects in the county. They would bring a piece of paper around and pass it around to all the agencies. I mean,
We got the bolo book.
yeah, the bolo book, you know, be on the lookout for all these. But anyway, I think that information now is, I think if anything, this did anything, it opened the eyes of our leaders and the public that, hey, we need to start sharing information. We need to pass this stuff along. Mm-hmm. Not all of it's done still to this day, but my thoughts are, they knew who this guy was. They knew, especially after he bombed the damn parking lot.
Yep.
That should have been an immediate, okay, we're sending the CIA and the SEAL team over there to stand by, and as soon as we find this asshole, we're taking him out.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that did or did not happen.
It did not happen.
So, if that would have happened, the way that it happened eventually in the end, when SEAL Team 6 took him out, we wouldn't have had 9/11.
No.
And that's a gross failure on our government's part.
Absolutely.
And I agree, except for the fact that certainly Osama bin Laden was supposedly the mastermind for 9/11. However, he wasn't the only problem. And if we got Osama bin Laden, if we got him,
Osama, yeah, same thing.
that was not on purpose.
Sorry.
If we got bin Laden back in the 90s when Clinton had a shot to get him, I don't know if 9/11 still might have happened, because
other people would have stepped into that vacuum.
Right.
Okay.
The vacuum would have been filled.
But here's the deal. If you're the bad guy, or either one, if you're a bad guy,
John's the bad guy.
I mean a serious freaking bad guy, and you know that all of the power, might, and resources of the United States of America are hunting your ass, and anybody that has anything to do with you, you're going to do what he did in 2000. When did they catch him? Or when did they kill him?
Well, it was while President Obama was in office.
Yeah, so in the last 8 or
It was like 10
last
years
10
ago.
years, 10
Yeah.
years. And he was in a freaking cave.
Yeah.
So, well, eventually, I mean, they got him in that little village,
house.
but I mean,
Yeah.
before that, he was in a freaking cave. It's hard to communicate with your boys and get shit done when you're hiding and you can't go anywhere and do anything.
Everything was done by courier anyway.
When everything is tapped and everything else. So I think that if we would have been on the hunt for him and hunting his ass like a rabid dog, like we did eventually in 10 or whatever it was we got him, I don't think he would have been as free and as able to do all the shit that he did, you know, and all of his cronies did. I just don't think, but that's all speculation.
If I can add to that, I think it was
No, you may not. Go ahead.
I think you're 100% right, LT. The problem is the mindset was not there. We had the Cole bombing where the Navy sailors were killed. We had the Khobar Towers.
He's saying he's not saying coal as in coal mine. The USS Cole.
Sorry. Yeah,
It's okay.
USS Cole ship where they ran a boat up to the side of it and blew it up. And the thing is,
Killed a few of our sailors.
our administrations did not have the mindset of hunting these people down and putting them down like a dog. And I relate it to what happens when one of our own gets killed. When Lieutenant Clayton was killed outside, murdered, assassinated outside the Walmart, everybody was on it, diligent, and they got this guy justice. And our government, our administration, like, oh, well, if we just appease them, they'll go away. That was the total wrong mindset. They were at war with us, even though we were not. We may not have been at war with them.
And some of the changes that have come about, some are good, one of the reasons it was able to happen the way it did, though, was because no one was allowed to carry anything onto a plane.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And here's the one takeaway I get from 9/11 and almost every school shooting. When they start talking about, well, what are we going to do? What can we do? Okay? And I'm not saying every pilot has to carry a gun. I'm not saying every teacher has to carry a gun. But if you'll let them carry a gun, and the bad guys don't know if there's a gun there or not, they're less likely to try these things. Because 9/11 happened because the only people who had weapons on the plane were the terrorists.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
they weren't firearms.
Right.
Yeah. No, they're box cutters.
Easily defeated by the firearm.
Yeah, exactly.
Easily defeated. So you put a couple of 9mm pistols with 4 or 5 mags in there, and 1 or 2 of the pilots, co-pilots, whoever that can operate those pistols, and none of this shit happens.
Yeah. In the 70s, they had air marshals. And then they went away. We don't need them. We don't have hijackings.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what we have now?
Well, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So we get lackadaisical. We get into nothing happens, and then that's what they look for. They look for
complacency.
Yep, complacency.
They do.
Let's back up just a little bit. So we talked about the Trade Center, but there was also a plane that was flown into the Pentagon, and then there was a fourth plane that was supposed White House. Is that where they thought it was supposed to be going?
It was probably targeting D.C., probably the White House, possibly the Capitol building.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they know which one.
Thanks to a bunch of brave freaking
you're absolutely.
Late 93.
Yep. They decided to take action in their own hands, and unfortunately, it crashed, but it saved a lot of lives. That was
thousands.
Thousands
and thousands
potentially
of
thousands of lives.
And God bless those folks. I mean, everybody that's involved in this entire thing, except for the no good, rotten, evil bastards that planned and carried this out.
So while the Twin Towers are on fire, firefighters going up into and trying to rescue police officers, first responders.
EMS,
right now, I like to shit on firefighters and call them America's second responders. That's just one of those.
By God, they weren't that day.
That's just one of those running gags between firefighters and cops.
Because we love the fire department, we always have. Hell, John and I were both firefighters way back before we became cops.
Yes.
My fire department.
I think I threw up in my mouth some. And I don't have the exact numbers on hand, but while they were trying to evacuate all these people out of these buildings, the 2 buildings collapsed. A shit ton of firefighters and cops and rescue and we're in there, and it's just it's really a tragedy. We can't forget our first responders on that day, because and like you said, a lot of them are still suffering from cancers.
And they didn't run away from the danger. They ran toward the danger and into the middle of hell.
Yeah, but let's defund them.
Yeah, but don't forget, defund them.
Yeah,
all of them.
And here's
amazing.
The one good thing that I thought came out of 9/11, if you can say there was a good thing, and that was September 12th.
Buddy, I'm telling you.
Yep.
And the 13th. And the 15th, 16th, 17th, all for what? Months.
America got together.
Yes, sir.
United.
Yes, sir.
They were united, and they recognized what police and firefighters are willing to do every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Every day they're willing to do it.
Yep.
And then memory fades away.
Right.
It does.
Fades away.
And then you have, a shooting of some kind or something, and now, went from, everybody loves the police for damn near a year. Everybody loves the police to now, them rotten bastards. They're all
racist.
They're all racist. And,
yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I'll tell you what, we all were in law enforcement when that happened, and just to go on what you said. I have never seen the love and just outpouring of support towards us in uniform like I did for the months and months and months following that. I had people buying me lunch right and left. I had people, stopping in cars next to me in traffic. Thank you for what you do. This is a little podunk city. I mean, it's not like we're in D.C. or in frickin' New York. I mean, I can't even imagine.
Right?
Can't even imagine what those guys were getting. You know that they were getting hugs.
Well, and the worst thing is,
else.
I mean, like, New York, NYPD, NY Fire Department, and several other agencies. So I don't want to leave any of them out.
Yeah, because you got the transit authority.
Yeah.
First responders.
Yep.
But they spent damn near a year digging through
Looking for bodies and stuff.
that debris pile
And evidence.
trying to find evidence.
Yep.
And
Body
more importantly,
parts.
they were looking for body parts
Yep.
to hopefully identify everyone.
Isn't there still some people who still...
Yeah, there's plenty of...
There were people that
never
were vaporized, dude,
Yeah.
by the instant,
Right.
10,000 degree fireball that was
Yeah.
just vaporized. I mean,
Yeah.
is that possible? No, you can't completely vaporize a body to absolutely nothing. But I mean, the pieces and parts were so damn small in that wreckage and that rubble, you'd never find them.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine the mental health issues that were?
Oh,
that
yeah.
eventually, once it all slowed down, that
I mean,
these
and-
officers and first responders had to deal with.
Well, here's the bad part. They had video of people jumping out of the building
Yeah.
because they were getting ready to get burnt alive.
I'd jump.
Yeah, okay, it's either jump and have 4 seconds or 3 seconds of, oh my God, and then bow, you're dead, or sit there and melt and burn. I jump.
I would 100%
I would have to
jump. I would totally
You
jump.
can't get out. There's nowhere to go. And they showed videos of that. And, of course, they took all that off the news. But, thanks to the internet and everything else, you can watch it. But
And you hear in those videos, you hear bang, bang, and people just falling from the sky.
Hitting
It's
cars and trucks and everything else.
Yeah.
So I went up there. It was a little while after, and I know John had been up there a couple of times, but the cordoned off area where you couldn't even get near the actual ground zero, was like blocks and blocks and blocks, and all those businesses were closed. Hell, the FD was closed. Everything was closed around there.
Yeah.
And then we went back again. And after everything was opened back up, and I got to see the memorial with all the names and the fountains, dropping into the, into the ponds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And then the lights at night, which you can see from our graphic there. That was, the buildings are there and they're showing the flags on it. But I'm sure everybody's seen the blue lights,
Right.
that are coming. It's just unbelievable. So please drop us, some comments down below. Let us know how you felt that day, where you were at that day, or if you can still remember. I'm sure you can. And if you lost some loved ones, I pray to God you didn't, but if you did, please give them some salute in the comments.
Yeah.
And we will absolutely write back. And the ones that have lost someone, or lost someone during that, we will put your name up on the next show that we do after, we read the comments. It'll be a week or two, a couple shows down the road. We'll post your comments and say, God bless, you and your family. So please comment down below. Share it with your friends. This is an absolute 1,000% salute to 9/11, all of those that were lost. And I couldn't even imagine going through something like that. I couldn't imagine.
Not at
All
all.
gave some gave all.
So
Absolutely.
here's to all the first responders and the victims out there.
Absolutely. God bless you.
Yeah.
From surviving the badge.
No, I just wanted to salute them. So I think we should end on a good note.
Yeah.
Speaking of
absolutely.
New York, how your Giants do?
1-0, baby.
Woo! Bears.
Bet 1-0.
All right, Commanders.
And you know what?
1-0.
We won every one of our our preseason games.
Nice. Look
I
at
couldn't
that.
freaking believe it. It was unbelievable.
I don't put any faith in preseason at all.
Now,
No, I don't.
No,
I'm just saying, it was nice that we won.
I hate when people start talking about, we're undefeated in preseason. I'm like, it doesn't matter at all. They're intentionally not playing good players. They're.
Well,
you think
they
the
play them, but only
you think
for a
you think the
quarter.
property value went up or down up there after the attacks?
Chicago Bear?
No, yeah,
Oh,
New York. Yeah,
It probably went up.
yeah.
Yeah, just because of the memorial.
I bet you could ask Tom Clem.
Yeah, I could. You know what? I probably could. Listen, I just wanted that was a great segue. You are the man. You are the man, Camille. Listen, I want to give some love to our sponsors, Kristen and Tom Clem, realtors. They have they are in the real estate business and will take care of you if you have the need to buy or sell your home. And Clem and Company Property Investments, if you're ready to cash out of that house and you just need some quick funds to move on down the road, Tom will take care of you. Kristen's a former school teacher, and Tom is a current law enforcement officer and a veteran Marine.
Aren't they new parents too?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah?
They had him a baby, another baby,
Oh, okay.
a new baby.
New
Congratulations, guys. We love you. That's awesome. Thanks for remembering that, John. You
All right.
rock as usual. You rock. And our next sponsor is ARackAbove. This guy has a device that you can put in your garage. You can store up to 2,000 pounds of your junk in this rack, and it goes overhead.
Now it's not a medieval rack for torturing people.
Well, it could be, I guess. But it goes over and above what you're trying to store. You can park cars under it. You can put all of your totes and all of your stuff up there and get it out of the way. They are absolutely amazing. This guy has worked his butt off to get this system, and it's mobile. You can take it with you. You don't have to screw it into the trusses, the walls, and everything else. So contact them. All the information for all of our sponsors will be down below. We appreciate you guys very much, and thank you all very much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
I do want to do a shout out. If you don't know, after each of our shows, we go and we decompress and we drink some beers and we smoke some cigars. I met Miguel from Daytona Cigar Club today, and he has sponsored our cigars for tonight. So I wanted to reach out. Daytona Cigar Club off Beach Street, 226B South Beach Street, and he's amazing. Fourth generation cigar guy. He hand rolls these cigars.
Heck yeah.
We're gonna smoke those tonight. So I wanted to reach out and say thank you very much, Miguel. We look forward to a great friendship.
Absolutely, that's fantastic, and he's going to make us up some bands for the
Yeah,
cigars. We send him our logo, and we'll have our own bands on our own cigars. That's going to be amazing.
Yeah, good stuff.
Listen, thank you very much for watching. You guys rock. Please share the show with all of your friends. We're trying to get that sponsor or the subscription level up a little bit, but we appreciate it very much because here at Surviving the Badge,
You still
Still
got
got your
six.
six.